All right, everyone, a thread from Carlos Osuita, and this one is going to have flamethrowers in it. So I'm going to do a screen share about halfway through the thread. All right, let's get started. Molly McHugh calls herself a writer and lecturer on Russian influence and information warfare, but she doesn't know what a conspiracy is. And then he quotes Molly McHugh. If there were senators on the committee who understand what's really at stake, they would ask Ratcliffe one question. You have promoted the QAnon conspiracy. Do you believe that a cabal of Democratic cannibal pedophiles are conspiring to end America? Please explain. Back to Carlos. A conspiracy is a plan by two or more people to commit a criminal act. The QAnon thingy is neither a plan nor is it criminal activity. Studying the Russians has made her go native. She's applying Stalinist views to the United States. I don't follow QAnon, nor do I believe anything about it, but it's not a conspiracy or even a conspiracy theory. I've been reading a bunch of articles about John Ratcliffe, and they're amazing. Our journalists are lying morons. They're saying Ratcliffe is crazy for saying that the Mueller investigation and the impeachment of Donald Trump were politically motivated. The clown apocalypse keeps increasing in intensity. Yoko Ono was a furniture hound who got tired of her purchases almost immediately. When she no longer liked a sofa or armchair, she'd pin a note to it that said, "This is not here," and everybody humored her. Democrats have pinned notes to their lapels saying, "I am legitimate," and they demand that we humor them. No. Yoko's sofa was there, and Democrats are not legitimate. Their investigations and impeachments are not legitimate, so that negates the party's legitimacy. We no longer have a legitimate Democratic Party, and we no longer have a legitimate press. That's just reality. When people too stupid to know the definition of conspiracy are thought of as experts in anything, it's time to run for the hills. I know a lot about experts. Here's a great example. Amos A. Fries, head of the Chemical Warfare Service during and after World War I. And this is the part where I get to share my screen with y'all. I can't remember how to share my screen. I'm not. Ah, there we go. Now we're sharing my screen. Okay. So this is Amos A. Fries, head of the Chemical Warfare Service during and after World War I. He was off his rocker. For whatever reason, he had a pathological hatred of flamethrowers. Not because they were inhumane. Fries was in love with poison gas. He sabotaged the American flamethrower effort during and after World War I. When you have time, watch this video about the flamethrower we used from World War II to the Vietnam War. And this video will be in the thread. Click on the link in the description. To this day, nobody has equaled the German flamethrower of World War I. We used little flares to ignite the fuel jet. There you are, right there. It was a one-man flamethrower with 6 seconds of fuel and 40 seconds of ignition time. The German igniter was unique. It was a double-walled steel tube that used a fulminate of mercury cap to set off the 2-minute igniter. The first jet of fuel set off the igniter, which burned in high wind and underwater. The German flamethrower was operated by a three-man squad: a carrier, a lance operator, and a replacement grenadier who could do either job and threw hand grenades. The 6-foot rubber hose allowed the lance operator to fire from cover. Both the carrier and the operator had ball valves that they used in concert. By cooperating, they could curve the flame jet downward and hit hidden targets from above. Each squad had 6 minutes of ignition time and 10 seconds of fuel. A weapon that was and is vastly superior to any other model. Amos A. Fries killed the Davis-Bournonville No. 2, which was essentially the same as the M2A1 that we adapted in World War II. There that guy is. But check it out. Here's the M2A1 flame jet. Boom. And here's the Davis-Bournonville No. 2. This flamethrower used unthickened fuel. If you put napalm in it, the jet would be 3 times as long. The plan for the Davis-Bournonville No. 2 was to have a 3-man squad like the Germans. It would have been the best flamethrower ever. But Amos A. Fries killed it. He also lied about the German use of the weapon. He wrote fake reports that are still believed to be real. I never protect liars and bad faith actors from themselves. They deserve to be exposed. If you're full of crap, I'm going to point that out. Stalinist tactics don't work on me or on Trump. Trump landslide in November. Watch it happen. The end.